Today, the moon is in Virgo, and I've got 3 self-care tips for a Virgo moon to share with you today. I'm Marina Ormes here with your Astro Vibe for Monday, December 3rd. And the moon is in Virgo. It is waning. It is, in fact, later tonight going to be forming its last quarter square with the sun in Sagittarius. So you might recall, and if you've been following me, you know that we began the current moon cycle with the new moon in Scorpio. So we've been moving through this cycle, the energies of the moon phases, and having the theme of transformation, of going deep, of tapping into your truth. So themes of truth, power, transformation, mystery, dealing with the unknown, right? So the ways that we transform that may not make sense to our logical minds. So trusting the process is a huge thing to accept or connect with during this moon cycle. So with the third quarter moon, which is the same as the waning square between the sun and the moon. So that's when the moon and the sun are 90 degrees apart, but the moon is heading back toward the sun. It's heading back toward that new moon, and the next new moon will be in Sagittarius. So we have the last week of the current moon cycle. So we are continuing this work of transformation. We are in the integrating phase of the cycle. So we're processing and digesting some of the things that we might have discovered or tapped into or connected with, especially through the full moon. And then we are now having to make choices about how to go forward based on what we've uncovered, what we're learning about ourselves, how we're connecting with that deeper truth. So the last quarter moon, this half moon waning, is about making a choice about how you want to be going forward, how you're going to integrate or I guess adjust, right? Step into a new habit or pattern of some sort that is going to be based on what you've been learning as you've been working through this moon cycle. So with the energy of the moon in Virgo, we also have the energy of criticism. Of Virgo likes things to be perfect, right? It likes to have that sense of everything being in order, all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted and all the details are attended to. So it can lead to the potential for self-criticism, aka being hard on yourself. So give yourself a break. And so let's talk about 3 self-care tips, the 3 things you can do to take care of yourself during this third quarter Virgo moon. So, and you could be feeling the energy all day today and tomorrow as the moon moves through Virgo and moves through that square with the sun. So number 1 of our 3 self-care tips, oops, let me turn that off. Number 1 is to notice self-criticism when it shows up. So if you have a tendency to, feel like something isn't good enough or you messed up, right? Like that tendency to turn anger inward because you feel like you are not good enough or you messed up or you didn't do things the right way. So notice when that's happening. That's going to be my first tip, because when you can notice it, then you can take the next steps of remembering to be easy on yourself. So number 1 is to notice it. Number 2 is to shift that, right? To reframe. So what can it look like to be easy on yourself? How can you tell yourself, hey, that's good enough, right? Like I'm doing my best. And that's a great affirmation. I'm doing my best. I'm good enough. I am lovable and worthy as I am. So whatever affirmation works for you to shift that self-criticism, if it shows up for you, that would be another good way to take care of yourself. Self-care on the Virgo moon. And number three, I'm going to say is to allow yourself, give yourself permission to focus. Because what that Virgo energy is really wanting you to do is to focus in on something and do it really well. So the problem with that is, especially in our modern lives, we have these giant long to-do lists and all these things that we feel like we should accomplish, and all the ways we can be hard on ourselves because we didn't do, some of the things on the list. So what's going to really support you during this Virgo moon, and what your soul is wanting, what the energy of the cosmos is aligning for, is to say, you get to focus. You get to choose the thing you want to work on, and then you get to really put the right amount of focus, time, energy into it to make it the way you want, right? To have the satisfaction of really working on something to get it all the way to where you want it to be, to really have that attention to detail, or that ability to focus, to get it complete, to have that satisfaction of finishing it. You've cleared everything off the counter, and that the extra feeling of having cleaned all the way into the corner, right? Maybe not, you don't have to take the time to do that every day, right? Maybe you're just washing the dishes, and today you get to clean all the way into the corner and really get the grime out. I mean, that's just a metaphor, right? It could be that, right? But it could also be something else in your life that has that same feeling, like really getting in deep and getting to do it the way you want to have that satisfaction of really completing something and doing it right and doing it the way you really want to do it. So that is actually a way of caring for yourself, because that's what you're being, that's what the theme of the day is in terms of where we are going to be most in alignment. So find something, and you don't have to do it all day long, but find something that you can do, that you can spend that extra time and energy and attention on, to feel like you can really get it the way you want it. All right, so there we go. Let's do that recap of the 3 self-care tips for the Virgo moon, third quarter moon. And they are: number 1, notice your self-criticism. Harder than it sounds. You have to notice you're doing it. You have to notice you're being hard on yourself, or turning that criticism, that judgment, that harshness inward. Maybe you're doing it outward and too, and maybe you want to notice that. And that's another good thing to pay attention to. But just really noticing where that criticism is coming in, because it's a kind of judgment. It's not really helpful. It's not helping, right? So we want to shift that. So number 2 is to shift it. And what is the reframe that helps you see that you don't have to be hard on yourself? You can let that go. You can forgive yourself. You can forgive someone else if you've been being hard on someone else or judgmental towards someone else. So forgiveness, letting go, acceptance. It's good enough. I am good enough. I am good and deserving and worthy as I am. I don't have to be perfect. So some sort of reframe that helps you. And then number 3, give yourself permission to do something well, to really focus, to support yourself in having that satisfaction of doing it the way you really want to do it. All right, so there are my 3 self-care tips for the moon in Virgo, and especially today as we are integrating the themes of this moon cycle. We are transforming internally, we're shifting, we're trusting the process, how it is unfolding as we go into the unknown and emerge from the other side, right? That rebirth. And so what you are stepping into, what are you giving birth to, what you are becoming. You don't have to know, you don't have to have it all figured out, just trust the process. All right, thank you so much for being here. I'm Marina Ormes. You can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com. And it's December now, so I'm going to be sharing in some upcoming videos what to expect for 2024. We'll cover a little bit of that, a little bit more of the big picture, what the planets are doing, and do a little zooming out to see that bigger perspective, what to expect and how things might unfold. All right, so don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much if you've already subscribed. Be sure to stay tuned coming up this month for more videos on 2024, what the outer planets are doing, and that big picture of what it all means. Thanks again so much, and you can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com. I'll see you next time with more astrology for unshakable self-care. Bye for now.